It's so sweaty in here. Oh my God, I'm so hot. Trevor, what did you think of Frank the Tank? Jenks is my guy. Frank the Tank and I had a really great walk. I'm not gonna give too many spoilers because he is gonna be releasing that on his channel. He's got a bunch of the walks with Frank ready to post, but it was really great. And I think Frank needs more opportunities to actually talk about ball because that guy knows ball. Ooh, we have a hot take. James Wood will be better than Barry. Pardon me? That's a crazy thing to say.
What an odd thing to say.
Keep them coming. More questions. How's the training going? I think that question is reference to Trevor Throws. Jeez. My initiative to throw 100 by November 2nd. How is it going? Kinda. It's going kinda good. Though I have dropped 7 pounds already. On Substack, you'll be able to follow along with my tracking. I actually have to do my onboarding for my trainers tomorrow so that we can get started. But in the next couple weeks, I'm really gonna be off to the races and filming our first episode. So expect the first episode of Trevor Throws Cheese to come out along for him on the YouTube channel at some point in the August, probably. Most likely August. I have been throwing regularly. I've been throwing 4 to 5 times a week for the last couple weeks. So we're working. I'm pretty sure you aged me like 10 years by saying it's been 23 years since Bud Selig. My knees, my back hurt now. They always hurt, you just weren't thinking about them. Hey, you know what else you're not thinking about? Did you know that somewhere on your body itches right now? Did you scratch it? Isn't that mean? If I were a stand-up comedian, I would do that to the crowd every single time. Okay, here's a great question. From My Nips Hurt, nice. Will the Nationals ever be good again? Yes. I think they will be. I like the core they have. I just think it feels like it's a development issue at this point because they have tons of talent. It's just for some reason, they're not getting any starting pitching continuity. And I think that I just think that maybe Luis Garcia and like Hebert Ruiz just aren't it. I think that they're just kind of erratic. But I like the CG. I like the core. I think they have Mackenzie Gore is potentially a true ace. They have a shortstop. They have a number 1 pitcher. They got a great defensive outfielder, center fielder. Like those are the things you need. They all throw hard, so it's within the realm of possibility. It's just about executing at this point. They're just better than their record says, and I felt that way for the last 3 years now. And they got James Wood. Like they got potential absolute studs. So like, are you the Angels, or are you gonna get better? And how are we developing our players? And to be honest, I don't know a lot about the player development situation there. So, but I do believe they should be good again. How do you think the offseason will go for Luis Arias since he's basically a DH with no power? It's going to go a lot worse than a lot of people anticipate. I think he's going to hold out a little bit because he's won 3 batting titles in a row, and that counts for something. But don't expect him to sign more than like a 3-year deal. And I just think that's the nature of it. He can play first, and it's fine, but he's not a great defensive player. He doesn't run, and he's just a contact guy. And so the positions that he plays in the field don't really line up with the output of the bat. The output meaning run creation, not like getting on base. So like he either needs to get on base and get savvy at stealing or something, or he needs to have a position that he needs to get a much better defensively. But I anticipate him getting like a 2 or 3 year deal, like a 2 for 30 or something is my guess. What was the most unique hobby another guy in the clubhouse had? That's a good question. Anyone do anything weird? So we got a lot of like hunting, fishing, outdoorsy guys. I want to say someone like did woodworking and like they whittled, like so they would carve figurines. It was a minor leaguer. I can't remember who it was. Yeah, I'm trying to think if it's like really off the wall stuff, because I'm usually the one with all the off the wall stuff. But I think, yeah, probably the wood carving was the weirdest thing. Seems like a lot of pitchers are throwing more sweepers now more than ever. Why is that? The reason that pitchers are throwing more sweepers now is because we have found a tried and true way to add horizontal movement to a breaking ball. And the nice thing is, if you're good at it, you can throw 2 breaking balls now with distinctly different velocities and speeds, and I think that is what you're seeing. Most guys don't just only have a sweeper. They either have They have something called a sweeper that is actually two playing. It's going down to like Orion Kerkering, for example. It's not a true sweeper. But then you have a guy like Topa, Justin Topa, or even like Brock Stewart. They're throwing frisbee, things that are just staying sideways. Me, I had one that was depth, and then I had one that was slower and went farther to the left. So basically, guys with flatter swings, you throw the one with depth. Guys with more uppercut swings or that are farther away from the plate or can't get all the way out there, you throw the sweeper too. Have you seen the Hall of Pretty Good? I think that we need to do a segment on the Hall of Pretty Good. So the Hall of Pretty Good, is that just a social account or is that like a whole website and things? Do you guys know? It's an Instagram account where fans vote. We're definitely, maybe I can reach out and they can help me do something. I think that'd be really fun because I love that. I love that. Just to be very clear, still wouldn't even sniff that one. I maybe would be an honorable mention in the Hall of was pretty solid for a couple years. Does Kyle Tucker earn over $500 million? How old is Kyle Tucker? He's 29? I don't think so. I don't think Kyle Tucker's going to be in the 300s probably, just because of his age. And that's the big thing. Vladdy got it because he's 26. Soto got it because he's 26. Fernando Tatis, 26. Like, you have to be like in your mid-20s to get 500 million. You just don't have enough playing years. And Tucker's a little bit older than those guys. That said, he's still going to get like 7-year, 325. I could see him getting Lindor type money. That makes a lot of sense to me. What do you think happens to Severino after the comments he made? Which comments? Which comments are you referring to? About how the Oakland's like pitching in spring training? Not Oakland, sorry. Sacramento's like pitching in spring training? If that is what you mean, nothing's going to happen to him. He's the highest paid player on the team. Nothing's going to happen to him. They can't get rid of him. And John Fisher doesn't watch games or know what's going on, so he doesn't care. Who is the craziest pregame ritual of any teammate you had? Bob Stock. I got to show you this thing. Let's see if I can find this machine he uses. So this is an arc wave, okay? So it's this box with like basically two cables that come off it, all right? So this is a welder. So this isn't exactly what he's using, but this is what it looks like. And it's the same premise, but instead of using electricity to melt metal, it's so funny. He uses it to wake up his body. So what it did is it almost like electrocutes you. It causes pulse. So what he would do is he'd put it on his body and that's how he warmed up. And then he'd just go out and pitch. We're like, dude, what are you doing? He's like, don't worry about it. He put it on his face. He's like, whoa. So yeah, that's real. That's a real thing. That actually happened, which is absolutely crazy. What did your post-throwing recovery look like? What would you suggest high school arms focus on? I do things called active recovery. So right when I got off the mound, you go and you do J-bands, or you do, I would say stay away from weights as much as you can. Manuals were a big one, but I had a trainer. Manuals are like, you just kind of take you can learn a bunch of arm patterns, but you take your arm through some patterns and you stress it a little bit just to kind of flush them out. And then I would end with something called a Mark Pro. You can get these on Amazon. They are a couple $100, but it's basically better than icing, in my opinion. If you can't get a Mark Pro though, ice is fine, especially in high school because you're not playing games every day. It's the thing you just put on your arm and it's kind of like the arc wave, but it kind of gives you a flush. You wear it for 30 minutes. You can fall asleep with it on. It's really good for you. Highly recommend it. I still use it when things don't feel well. So you do some sort of active recovery, manuals, Eyes, Y's, and T's, Kibblers. Look all these things up. There's YouTube videos showing all this stuff out. And then I would do my recovery protocol would be ice. If you have a game ready, you have access to one of those. Those are great. You could just do ice. Do ice, take it off, put it back on, take it off. Contrast is good. Like you can dunk your arm in warm water for 2 minutes, put it in icy water for 2 minutes, back and forth. If that's possible, that's another good thing you do. It's just all about flushing. Like making sure blood is leaving the area, coming back in, leaving the area, coming back in. But I believe the Mark Pro, MARCPRO, is the best thing out there. I really enjoyed it, but they can get really pricey. So that's just for specific situations. Was there a pitch or batter you faced that really made you feel like a big leaguer? Yeah, Miguel Cabrera. I was like, hey, Miggy, can I play on the same field as you? Yeah, he was my guy where I was like, whoa, dude, this is crazy. I'm in the majors. I'm one of you. One of you guys. How long does it take to dye your mustache? This is not dyed, my friend. Do you think we'll see 70 home runs ever again? Cal Raleigh. Ever heard of him? I would say it's always distinctly a possibility as long as Aaron Judge is in the major leagues. Aaron Judge and Shohei Ohtani absolutely have a chance to do it. I think Big Dumper has a legit chance. I mean, he's got to go off. But so what I'll say is I think it is possible, but it'll be one of those years that the ball is juiced or something. Do you think the Red Sox are up to something when it comes to opposing pitchers and knowing what pitches they're throwing? Is this in response to Chase Burns getting lit yesterday? I don't. I need you to know how hard it is to cheat. It's so hard to cheat now. It's so hard to cheat anyway. So they're probably really good at picking up tips. I know Alex Cora is very good at that. They have a lot of veterans, guys in that dugout that can do it. And in Fenway, the dugout's so close, you can see everything the pitcher's doing. Thank you for the super chat, by the way. Do you agree with Goose Gotch's that pitchers are not utilizing their leg strength as leading to more Tommy Johns? Or is this just a back in my day take? That's just a... Goose Gotch's is amazing. Pitcher, very knowledgeable. But pitchers are utilizing their legs twice as much as pitchers did back then. If you measured the force into the ground, it would be not even close. So that is... No, they're just throwing harder. They're optimizing their bodies to throw very hard. The problem is, if you have if we have, for example, let's take Mike Meter. If you're constantly up there just banging against the top at 100%, that mic is going to wear out faster. It's just the way that it is, right? Batteries. Like, I have an electric car. They're like, keep it between 20 and 80%, and your battery will last longer. If I'm just like going 100, 0, 100, 0, it's gonna wear down. So it's just about extremes. When guys get themselves, I have 101 in the tank and they're throwing 100 every time and just hitting 100% over and over again. Chances that their arm wears out is higher. And that's just the trade-off now to get to the big leagues. That's just what's happening. So I think that the science says that legs are being utilized. It's not like guys are like, oh, we don't care about our legs, we just want to throw hard. I don't think that's how. I just think they're getting more Tommy Johns. Because one, Tommy John's really viable, by the way. Like, getting Tommy John isn't the end of the world. It's actually like, oh, I can get this fixed and come back better. So they're more likely to go, green light, yeah, let's do it. And then also, guys are just optimized and throwing harder. Because they have to. It's just, that's how it's been incentivized. That's how it's incentivized amateur ball now, travel ball, college ball, everywhere. It's just the way it is.